Hello, beautiful and wonderful people, and welcome once again to this beautiful program, The Sunday Show. We thank you for joining us. As always, The Sunday Show is a program that airs every Sunday at 1:30 p.m., where we have interesting discussions, and most times this discussion requires us to bring a guest to shed light on the topic we are discussing for the day. As always, my name is Ehiko Icho, the daughter of Agatha. Now, before we bring you the discussion and our guest for today, we'll go on a quick musical break. Then when we come back, you're welcome back from that short musical break. Now, if you listen very well to that music, you will hear Tony Tetuila talking about someone bashing or hitting his car. On today's edition of The Sunday Show, we shall be discussing a topic that is particularly dear to us in the FCT. Now, Abuja is known to have good road networks, if we do say so ourselves. However, it is plagued with terrible road crashes. Why this is, we do not know. That is why we join us in today's conversation. And to shed light on this topic, as earlier said, I have in the studio Engineer Prosper Okafor. He is the President, Coalition of Road Safety NGOs in Nigeria, COSAN. You're welcome to our program, sir.
Thank you very much.
And I must say, you look very handsome.
Thank you for the
Happy
compliment.
Sunday to you.
The same to you, my dear sister.
Now, this week has been a UN week for road safety, in Nigeria.
Yeah.
Or all over also. Globally. In Abuja in particular, not just in Nigeria, in Abuja in particular, you will discover if you drive through the city centers and most satellite towns, we have good road networks. However, we seem to have terrible road crashes. Now, that is what we'll be discussing. We would like you to tell us why that is so.
Okay.
But before we get into that conversation, tell us what your organization is all about.
Okay, thank you very much for the introduction. My name is Engineer Prosper Okafor. I am the current president of Coalition of Road Safety NGOs in Nigeria, COSAN. COSAN is a coalition of over 300 NGOs spread across Nigeria. Okay. It's a coalition, it's an umbrella body. Okay. So NGOs, civil society organizations are members of COSAN. Okay. You know, when an individual NGO is speaking, the pressure, the power will not be as much as when 50, 60, 100, 200 NGOs. Yes, then United Nations assisted us to form this coalition. Okay. So we are working with the Federal Road Safety Commission, which is the government agency saddled with the responsibility of ensuring safety on our roads. Apart from FRSC, okay, there is also Department of Traffic Services. That one is under the Federal Capital Territory Administration. We are talking about Abuja now. Yes. You know, there are also different unions like National Union of Road Transport Workers, National Association of Transport Owners. You know, there are different transportation companies that uses the road. Apart from that, there are also government agencies that own fleets of vehicles. In fact, virtually every federal government agency has fleet of vehicles, yes, have over 100 vehicles for their different categories of staff and so on and so forth. So our interest is ensuring safety on roads, not only in Abuja, but the entire Federation of Nigeria. Okay, now with this, your introduction, it is safe to say, yes, you are truly an authority on today's topic. We thank God for that.
Okay, but before we get more into this, we'll go now and listen to the voice of the people, with them telling us why they think road crashes happen in Abuja, especially. Please stay tuned and go nowhere.
The people who are saddled with the responsibility of ensuring that there is safety on our roads, they are not doing what is expected of them. Take for instance, during the rush hour, you not even find road safety or the VIU when they're on the road, they're trying to cause obstruction and all of that. And once it is at the close of work, you also find out that the roads are empty, People are supposed to ensure that there's a free flow of traffic. They are not there. And then sometimes you don't also carry out maintenances on the road. And I think that's what's responsible for all the crashes. And sometimes it can be fatal and very bad.
I can say it's because of the recklessness of the drivers. Because they take things for granted because the road is smooth and is okay. So they drive anyhow and they are not being properly checked.
Most of the drivers in Abuja didn't attend driving schools. The child will just, a child of 16 years, just pick my dad's car and move out on the street. Secondly, you discover that these roads we are talking about are not friendly at times to the traffic. In most cases, there are areas that they should have bump, to curtail rate of speed. It is not done. So the problem we have is the management of Abuja roads.
My own view is impatience of the drivers and overspeeding. So when you overspeed and people think so many things. So by thinking and we are speeding, there should be a cause for accident.
Lack of patience and
You're welcome back from that Vox Pop. We are sure, so sorry it was cut short. Now, we've listened to most of the residents of Abuja. Now, remember that the Sunday Show is a phone-in program, so please do well to join in our conversation by calling in and also airing your views on the numbers being displayed on your screen right about now. Now, sir, we've listened to some of these people and what they think is the major cause of road crashes in Abuja. To you now, to your organization, what do you think is the cause of road? Do you agree with them, or do you have other opinions on why crashes are happening?
Okay, thank you very much. Whoever that did this Vox Pop did a very good job. Nigerians have spoken. All these people, they are speaking from different perspectives.
Yes.
They are all correct, because what causes accident here may be different from what causes accident there. But
okay.
All these things they mentioned that I heard are all contributors to road accidents, which is called road traffic crashes.
Okay.
That is the proper name, road traffic crashes. But when we call it road accident, it is still accepted.
Okay, sir.
Yes.
Now, you could have a team for this. What is the theme for this year's traffic?
Like we are celebrating the 7th United Nations Decade of Action on Road Safety and Injury Prevention, UN UNDECIP. As it is today, 1.3 million people are killed every year as a result of avoidable road accidents, and over 50 million people are also injured every year globally as a result of road traffic crashes. Some of these people that are injured may not even recover again. Some of them have been turned to vegetable. No matter how much you spend on their health, they are as good as gone. That is why United Nations have what is called Decade of Action. This is the second decade of action we are implementing, which is from the year 2021 to 2030, 10 years. 10 years. And the objective is to reduce road traffic crashes by 50% worldwide. And some people say that it is an ambitious objective, but believe you me, if we continue to work together with the media, with Federal Road Safety Corps, with DRTS, with different transport unions, with different road users, students, pupils in schools, and so on and so forth. When the awareness, when the sensitization go on very, very well, road traffic crashes will drastically reduce and lives will be saved. It is also worthy to note that United Nations, through different data collected, people who are the most threatened worldwide are people who are between 5 and 29 years.
Okay, let me stop you right there and pick this call. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ma. Please, what's your name and where are you calling us from this Sunday afternoon?
I'm calling from Cuba. My name is Susan.
Hi.
Please, I just want to hear my sister. Hello?
Hello.
Hear my sister. Good afternoon, ma.
Good afternoon, ma.
Please, I just want to appeal to your guest at the studio there regarding my Cuba. It's not all roads that are good in Abuja. Please,
Okay.
I just want to appeal to you that you help me to speak to the reform coordination, Jume Ahmad.
Okay, sorry, please call us back. Please, go on. You were talking about the age.
Exactly. People between 5 and 29 years are the most threatened set of people world over as a result of road crashes. You see, when we're talking about road crashes, death and injury, if you look at the Vox Pop you did, many people's mind only go to drivers making use of the road. It's not children who are 5 years. Are they driving? Are they on the road? So road safety is beyond the Federal Road Safety Corps we hear about. So when we talk about road safety, everybody is included, including market women, including primary school children, people in secondary school. But in Nigeria, just like in every other country, there must be an agency of government that takes charge. And in Nigeria, we have the Federal Road Safety Corps. We have the Federal Road Safety Commission and Federal Road Safety Corps that is saddled with that responsibility.
What is COSAN as a body doing?
Okay, COSAN as a body is a coalition of over 300 civil society organizations, non-governmental organizations spread across Nigeria. We are still growing. So we work with different government agencies and international bodies. We work with Federal Road Safety Corps.
Now, how are you working to curb this menace, that is this road traffic accidents?
We do sensitization, we do education, we do trainings, we go to schools, we go to villages, we go to different groups, we go to transport companies, we sensitize them, we train their drivers, we go to sports institute, tell people, at times in the morning, you will see somebody jogging. It is good for people to know that if they must walk out in the morning, they'll be walking out against traffic so that they see vehicle or motorcycle coming. So that in case of anything, but you see most people jogging along traffic. It's risky. People don't know.
And all primary school pupils who trek to school.
Exactly. People who trek to school, we also train them. Okay, look at, for instance, in Nigeria, since we are concentrating in Abuja, many road users don't know what is zebra crossing. It is only in movies. We watch it, we see white people stopping and people will just be. In Nigeria, you don't try that. Drivers don't know what is zebra crossing. If you go there and start, they just kill you.
Now, sir, COSAN as a body, like you said, you people are doing all of this sensitization. We need to, do you people just train people during the road safety week? Or is this something you people constantly do? It is a constant thing. This is the 7th United Nations Global Road Safety Week that comes up once in every 2 years. So during this period, we use it to sensitize as many people as possible to know what we are doing, to know what United Nations are doing, to know what road safety are doing, to know what the police, the transport ministries, and so on and so forth. Because a lot are going on, but many Nigerians don't know. Okay, thank you very much. Right about now, let's take a quick musical break and we will be right back. Our conversation obviously still continues, and please keep trying our numbers so that you join in on our conversation. Please go nowhere. Back from that musical break. Yes, Odumodu Black, one of Abuja's finest. Still in the studio is our guest, and we are still discussing why we have terrible road crashes, especially in Abuja. Sir, I'm interested now in COSAN as a body. When was it established in Nigeria? Okay, COSAN was established when United Nations Decade of Action came to Nigeria. In fact, it was COSAN that brought the Decade of Action to Nigeria in 2018. But COSAN members, that are the NGOs, some has been existing for over 30 years, for over 10 years, 15 years,
COSAN is now a body that brought all these NGOs working on road safety together, 2018.
And since 2018 till date, what are some of the policies you have implemented to make sure that we have safety for not just the driver, all road users in particular?
There are so many things that has been achieved, and there are also other things in the pipeline to be achieved. Like I have said, within the period of my administration, we are going to set up what is called, road transport guards and volunteers. It's going to be a volunteer scheme, a voluntary scheme.
How would that work?
For Nigerians, because who will train these volunteers, then it becomes their responsibility to go out to different institutions of learning, different motor parks, different transport companies, to start stepping down their knowledge on road users, on drivers, on conductors, on students, on lecturers, on market women, farmers, and so on and so forth. Yes.
Now remember, the Sunday Show is a phone-in program, so you still have time to call us, join in on our conversation, and also ask our good guest here anything and all about road safety in Nigeria, especially in your area. Sir, you said the theme for this year is measured around cyclists.
Yes, for every UN Safety Week, there is always a theme. The theme for this 7th Global Road Safety Week is sustainable transport, with special focus on pedestrian and cycling. Pedestrian and cycling. Okay. Because we are taking it specifically on pedestrian and cycling because they are the worst, affected when it comes to road traffic crashes, death, and injury. Just as I said, 25%, that is 1 out of every 4 persons between the age of 5 and 29 years all over the world is killed, not by malaria, not by lions, not by sickness, but by road crashes. That is too much. So we are working globally. United Nations, almost every country on earth has signed Charter, is part of United Nations. So we are working globally to bring it now, and we are succeeding.
Thank God for that.
Thank you.
On pedestrians using the road, we notice that yes, we have pedestrian bridges. However, most of the places where these bridges are situated are far from bus stops where people stay and get cabs or drop from cars. What are people doing to ensure that people don't just cross highways to make these pedestrian bridges more accessible and closer to where bus stops are?
Thank you very much for that question. As if you were in one of our programs within this week, it was one of the things discussed. If you notice that along Abuja Airport Road, for instance, there are pedestrian bridges. But when you look at the span between one bridge to another, in some places up to 2 kilometers, 5 kilometers. Assuming somebody is going across, you don't expect the person to trek for 5 kilometers, climb a bridge, trek for another 5 kilometers to return. That is why many people don't even make use of the bridge. They will end up risking their lives to cross the road. And Abuja has a lot of sophisticated speed-moving vehicles on good Abuja road. You may even look at a vehicle, the vehicle may be up to 500 meters, 1,000 meters away from you. And you start crossing the road. Before you get to the middle of the road, that vehicle that is 500 meters away from you is directly in front of you.
That is why they say objects in mirror are closer than they appear.
So that is why we keep appealing to people. We are also advocating to the government. When you come to FCT, for instance, all these pedestrian bridges, all these beautiful routes are done by FCT administration, by the Federal Capital Development Authority, FCDA. If you go to other states, maybe their state governments are also doing their bridges. Then we also have federal highways, which is the responsibility of the Federal Ministry of Works. Okay. But be that as it may, we are taking advocacy to government. These bridges has to be closer. The spans are too wide so that Nigerians will make use of it. And apart from that, we are also going to start doing enforcement. Okay. That is one of the reasons why we are creating this volunteer corps group. Some of them, they will be saddled with the responsibility of enforcement. Because in this our country, if you don't enforce anything, in fact, worldwide, if you don't enforce anything, nobody will want to obey it. Why are laws working in other countries? Because they're enforcing it. But over here in Nigeria, because we don't enforce, it will look as if we don't keep the law. Once we cross to Ghana,
we will do better.
We become the best law keepers.
We will do better. We will do better. Thank you very much, Engineer Prosper Okafor, for coming on our program today. We hope to invite you often so that you will come and sensitize not just the people of FCT, but Nigeria at large.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for being a part of our program. To you, to our viewers, thank you for joining in. We are sorry that you may not have been able to call us, but please do not forget to keep watching NTA Channel 5 Abuja and tune in always to the Sunday show. As always, my name is Ehi Kowecho, the daughter of Agatha. Thank you very much for being a part of our show today. Until next time, bye for now.